Hello and welcome back. Thank you for being here. We're going to be talking today about signs to know that you're ready to embark on this journey. This is a huge part of it. I mean, you're going to see things online about, I was so scared, I was nervous and whatever, especially if you follow me or have been for a long time on other places. You'll see that there was never this specific time where I was like, yeah, this is it, we're doing it, we're going for baby number 2. I mean, there's always the common, signs that maybe you're ready to embark on this journey. But there's some common things that we're going to talk about to help you really decide if this is the move, if you're on the right track or not. So there's a few key things that are going to help you. So emotional readiness. Okay. Are you emotionally prepared for what motherhood is going to be, especially doing it on your own? Now, only you know you, right? I don't know you on a personal level, maybe. So you're going to know yourself best and know how you feel like you will adapt to solo motherhood. Now, again, nobody can really prepare you for parenthood in general, especially doing it on your own. Nothing really prepares you, but you should be doing a little bit of research. You should be inside of some of my programs. You should be doing that work to really help yourself really feel and prepare what it's going to be like for you. But yes, if you're feeling emotionally ready to embark on motherhood and ready to take that on, that is step numero uno, okay? We need to be emotionally ready, emotionally mature, coming at this decision with the right, for the right reasons. Like, you feel called to motherhood. You're no longer terrified of the idea of being a mom. It actually excites you. Of course, motherhood can be scary sometimes and intimidating and overwhelming, but for the most part, you're feeling excited about this instead of just terrified, right? We don't want to be going into something absolutely terrified and freaked out because maybe it's not the time yet, okay? But yeah, you're not coming at it from like a nasty place. You didn't just break up with somebody. You didn't just call off a marriage or whatever it is, an engagement, and you're going tomorrow to the to the fertility clinic. The divorce was just finalized yesterday. Sometimes it's a good idea to just take a little reset, really see where you're coming from with this decision, because obviously it's not something to be doing just on a whim. Hey, let's go tomorrow. Obviously it's a big choice. But if you're coming at it from a really mature, positive place, know that you're emotionally in a good place for this decision, okay? Financially. Now, your finances, again, we've talked about this quite a bit because depending on where you live in the world, obviously there's different things that come into play when it comes to the finances when you're going on a fertility journey as a single mom by choice, okay? The options, there are so many. What is covered in certain places and isn't in others varies greatly. So it's good to have an idea of what you're going to be looking at financially. Again, I teach these things inside of my programs to help you get established and make sure you have a solid foundation for this journey. But yes, you should be doing the financial work. You should know that you have enough, you're making enough with whatever job that you have or business that you own, that everything is relatively secure, that you can really rely on this income. You have a good health insurance, or you're looking at health insurance options that will be suitable for this little baby that's gonna come. There's a lot of things to think about there, but just knowing that you're financially healthy is a really, really good thing. And yeah, setting yourself up for success. And I'm going to kind of cancel myself with this, with some of the things that I've said previously about budgeting and cutting corners a little bit with your, with savings and whatever, because honestly, I don't really live by that. Of course, yes, we can save here and there, and it does add up at the end of the day, but I personally don't live by that. I personally like to find ways to bring in more income instead of trying to scrimp and save little amounts here and there. Of course, I'm not blowing money on ridiculous things, and if there's ways to save an extra chunk of change, I will do it. But I won't go above and beyond to save an extra 20 bucks personally, okay? Because again, the 20 bucks does add up, right? It does. But at the end of the day, I like to teach in my programs and right now talking to you, the importance of bringing in more income. So if you have, a side project that can bring in more money, if you've got a bunch of stuff laying around in your house, it's just there, you bought a couch and it's sitting in the other room, no one ever uses it, it's from your old house when you were married and it's sitting there, sell it for $1,000, a nice chunk of change, things like that, where it's like, we're just kind of sitting on stuff. Get it out, if you could be selling some of your art, if you could be selling your services, if you could be doing little things on top of what you do for your 9 to 5 or whatever it is, find ways to bring in more money, just because that is going to, as a single mom, a badass move for one, but also you're setting yourself up and your little baby up for the ultimate success. So bringing in more money instead of just worrying about saving the little pieces here and there, okay? Of course, having a nice little savings account is a great thing. Sure, a little nest egg, lovely, but also finding ways to bring in more income. So just for your financial health, top notch, okay? Setting up a support system. Another thing that is crazy important. Now, this can be so many different things. Of course, your family, your friends, loved ones, your circle, your chosen people. We need some good supportive people on deck that are on board, that are here to support you. Who they are don't really matter. Blood relatives are wonderful, but if you don't have a huge family that is supportive, you have your chosen family, you have your friends who are lovely, and maybe you don't, maybe you have one coworker who's wonderful, and maybe, unfortunately, you don't have a huge support system that's around you all the time in your circle. It's time to find a new circle, okay? And that includes the healthcare people that are that are gonna be taking care of you and your baby. You need someone who's on board. I've been incredibly lucky when it comes to my kid's pediatrician, when it comes to our dentist, when it comes to my own OB/GYN, I've been so lucky. I hear horror stories. I'm always lucky. I always have the most kind, supportive, sweetest people ever who know my situation and are always really supportive and kind about it. And I don't know, I always just kind of embraced me as me and our story as our story. And it's been really lovely, but it helps, my son, his pediatrician will ask questions like, oh, okay, so about the donor, did you know how tall he is? Just so we can put that in Leo's chart, just to kind of see where we think he's gonna fall, little things like that. And she knew to refer to the donor as the donor instead of fumbling around and making it weird or anything. And that helps because he's going to be seeing her for the next 15 years, right? So it's nice to have people around in your circle, again, including healthcare people, teachers, daycare, all of these people who are open-minded and respectful and will just embrace you and embrace your lifestyle, okay? Huge deal, very important. Another one is your mental health and mental wellness around this kind of decision. Again, knowing that it can be hard, again, like I said, being able to take care of you and a baby and work and all these things, and it goes also into lifestyle. If, how does your current lifestyle, how is it going to change? Are you going to be okay with that? Are you going to be able to adapt? And being honest with ourselves, okay? There's been, I've been a single mom or mom in general for almost 10 years, okay? So I've been growing and adapting and having to, you work with what you got, and we're learning as we go. Every mom is, okay? But my life did change in a lot of ways, and slowly, just recently, starting to get back into exercising again around the house, and the kids, I've got them doing it with me, and I've set a firm boundary. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent here, but I set a firm boundary that mommy gets to exercise every day. I feel better, just not even like in my body, but mental clarity. I feel the endorphins, I feel better just mentally. I feel clearer, I feel more joy, I feel more I took care of me, okay? So for me, non-negotiable. And if the kids are jumping around and they want to be a part of it, or if they don't, it doesn't matter, it's mommy's non-negotiable. Just like every morning, I have a coffee. I'm not playing anything. I am not telling a huge lifelong story. Right now, I need to have a coffee. Mommy's having her coffee. I'm chilling. I mean, Leo, my youngest, is 3 and a little bit, right? Almost 3.5. So he understands. I'm not talking about a newborn who I'm like, you gotta wait. We're understanding that, okay, mommy's also a human, and I'm starting to understand, like, hey, like I need to prioritize me, because when I'm not, I'm so tired and I'm so grumpy and I'm just a piece of a human, and I don't want to be that way. I want to feel good in my body. I want to feel taken care of. I want to feel like my best me, because when I'm my best me, and it sounds so cliche and annoying, but it's the truth. Like when we're our best selves and taking care of ourselves, of course, we're meeting the people around us with that best version of us, right? Ready to take care of them and ready to pour from our filled cups, right? And it's so true. So yes, our lifestyles have to change, but there's also, I mean, in the beginning with a baby, it's survival mode really for a while there, but you'll start to find your rhythm, and yes, your lifestyle is going to change. And if you're going out partying every weekend and stuff, of course, those things change. If your, work hours are insane, you're going to have to cut that back or have hired help that's around a lot more frequently than most. There's a lot of things that you have to be ready to adapt to when you're becoming a mom. And it's a lifelong gig. So we have to be prepared and understand that what we're taking on, right? It's a big deal. It's a big job. So, being ready for some lifestyle changes or being ready to adapt. I see so many people that are lovely that keep up their fitness. Let's say there's people that go to the gym every day. And there's people that bring the kid to their gym, or they start running with the stroller every morning, or you kind of adapt, but you have to, that's it, is being able to adapt, and things are going to change, and you have to be okay with that and ready to be flexible, because that is motherhood, being very, very, very flexible. But yes, and lastly, being able to trust yourself, knowing you, like I said at the beginning, like you know yourself, right? Like some of us are not the most patient, some of us are not the most nurturing, and some of us are just oozing Miss Rachel energy and just doting, loving, just, not overly sweet, I don't know if that's a thing, but just abundantly sweet and kind and caring and all these things. And a lot of it you can learn over time, truthfully. I have said it before, like I wasn't really around young kids before I became a mom. So I had to quickly learn. I mean, singing the cutesy nursery rhymes, all of those things, like my mom sang those things when I was a kid. So like you learn those things and you kind of, you kind of fall into it. If you're someone who, again, is able to adapt and someone who's eager to be a mom, who's excited about becoming a mom, you're going to be putting in the work to learn how to be the best mom that you can be, the best person that you can be for your little babies, right? So of course, you're not going to have all the answers. None of us do. And anyone who tells you they have all the answers is full of stuff. And yeah, you just need to know in your heart where you're coming from, that you can support a child, that you have a support system, that you have a lot of the ducks relatively lined up in a row, okay? Enough so that you can trust that it's time to take the leap, and you kind of know. Honestly, I feel like you know when it's time-ish, and you kind of, it feels about 80%, maybe 85% where you're like, I should probably do this. And then there's like the 15% where you're like, shoot, can I actually do this? And if you're like me, you can hang on to that 15% for a couple of years before you actually kind of bite the bullet, finally. So it's really up to you. And again, let's do the work. Jump into one of my programs. I have a beginner one. It's really a crash course. It's going to set you up. It's like a foundational program to really set you up for success on this journey. If you are ready to just do it, you're like, you know what? I'm at that 85%, but I need that 15% figured out for me. Like I need a good kick in the butt and I need to feel more confident in this choice. Single Mom Mindset is the perfect program, okay? It's ultimate. It's got everything you could ever need on this journey and beyond, okay? This is raising your babies and everything after, okay? Everything you could ever need is inside of Single Mom Mindset, the program, all right? So you've got this. You know where you're at, okay? Do a little checklist, maybe write a little journal situation about your emotional, your financial, your lifestyle, your mindset, all of these things, and just kind of work them out, everything that we talked about today, and see and be honest with yourself. Because if you're feeling like, you know what, everything's kind of checked off, but I'm not really sure about the financial part of it. Like I'm a little stuck. Can I really do that? Fertility stuff, like it's kind of pricey. Can I do this? Shoot me a DM, okay? Send me an email. Everything is linked, okay? We can chat about it. I can help you kind of figure things out. Again, it's inside of the programs that I offer. I can help you and guide you to figuring out if you can do it. And you know what? Maybe it's not the right time. And that's okay too. I've had so many clients who decide like, you know what, I'm going to give it a year. I'm going to give it a year where I just bang out my business. I'm going to give it a year where I focus on my finances and really get stuff in order. That's okay. Okay. That's fine. But if we're giving it years and years and years and years and we just keep putting it off, unfortunately, said it a million times, for us women, we don't have forever when it comes to our fertility. Unfortunately, I wish we did. I wish we had forever like men do, but we have a certain window of time where we can make this happen. And I don't want you to wait. I don't want you to miss the boat, but I also don't want you to feel like, oh my God, I might miss the boat, I'm gonna jump, and when you don't necessarily feel ready at all, and maybe you don't have any of the ducks in a row yet, it's not really a good choice for you or your child either, right? So again, let me help you. If you have questions, write them below, send me a DM. I'm always around. I'm always here to support you. I'm excited to be a little piece of your journey as a single mom by choice. It's so exciting. And I just wanna send some love. I'm gonna keep it anon, but there's a new pregnancy that's been announced. One of my Single Mom Mindset clients just announced her pregnancy to me. I didn't ask if she wanted for me to say her name or not, so I'm just gonna keep it anonymous out of respect. But another little baby's just a little product of Single Mom Mindset and just encouraging a woman, another mama, to just step into her power and make this a reality. And I love it. And it just lights me up, makes me so happy. So if we can just send her some love, her and her little baby. And yeah, I think we're gonna leave that here. If you have more you wanna talk about, let me know. Whatever your specific questions are, I'm here to help. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're listening on the podcast, please leave a 5-star review and share this episode with some of the ladies in your life who might be considering this journey alongside you. How cool would it be to be doing it together? Amazing. So yes, go and have a wonderful week. I'll see you next Friday. Bye.